as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. Today it's Make It Monday, and normally I have something really, big prepped for you, some kind of folio make. However, didn't have a lot of time this week, so I haven't been able to make any prototypes, but I have made some of these. So these are poison bottles, or you could make them as perfume bottles if you're not into Halloween. They're great for Halloween. They're great little additions, like you can, little cards you can put into your Halloween things, and they're just really easy to make, really fun. And I thought we'd make a couple of these today. So this is what we're going to make. I'll put them on a white background because they stand out better. So really easy to make. Like I say, I haven't used any kind of dye to make them. In fact, I'll just parcel them up. I'll tell you what I've called them, by the way. This one is Liquid Death. This one is Lingering Loneliness, and this one is Fragrant Agony. So, I don't know who you want to give those to, but I'm sure there'll be a few people in your list. There's a few people in mine. Anyway, let's make some. So what I did was I've just made some templates first. So to make the templates, they were fairly easy. So all except for this one is slightly different. That's because this is the original template. As you can see, they were folded over, and that's how I made them symmetrical. This one is just this one's been traced basically. So I just used some file folder because it was nice and stiff to. I did use this originally, but it's a bit thin to trace around, and it kept moving. And so I just used some file folder to make some shapes. So I'll do one now with you. Like I say, I am not a drawer. I'm not great at drawing. I can do digital drawing. Strange, I know. I think it's the confidence and it's the wobbly hand. So all I did was I just folded a piece of card in half. Okay, and then I took my trusty pencil. Well, it's not. I wouldn't say. No, I better not say it's not trusty because it'll go wrong now, won't it? So don't tempt fate, Dave, after you've been dealing with poisons all day. So, although I don't think the YouTube algorithm needs to know that, does it? Do you ever feel like you're digging a deeper hole than you started with? Anyway, let's shut up, Dave. Shut up, Dave. I really should have cut that out of my my pile of words and have it glued to my desk. I need it glued to my forehead, to be fair. So what I did was I basically just thought about bottles and what kind of shapes they come in, and what kind of things that you can look around your desk and you can just be inspired by things that are on your desk. Things like glossy accents comes in an unusual shape, or you don't have to be a great drawer like myself. You don't have to be a great drawer like myself, as in I am not a great drawer. Don't mean you don't have to be like me, who's great, because I'm not. And then all I did was I started with the top, and I decided how I wanted the top. So I decided I wanted kind of a wedge-shaped. Let's do this in pen, so that I think maybe don't know whether you're going to be able to see. Let's do it on a piece of white card. Right, see, I had a piece of white card here, didn't I? Let's cut this down a bit because it'll be silly otherwise. A silly size to deal with. Right, let's abandon that one. All I'm doing is just folding it in half, and so my desk is a mess, but let's not worry about that. So I decided that I wanted a wedge shape at the top, so I had a straight line at the top, well, as straight as I can make it. Coming in a little bit, then it's that little kind of lip they have at the top, especially on older bottles. It's quite exaggerated on mine, and that's because when you cut it, you'll probably end up cutting some of it off. Then I decided I wanted a neck of some kind. I think this time I will have it so that it comes down with a sloped shoulder, and we will come straight down from there, so as straight as I can make it. So straight down. We're going to have quite a tall one this time, and then I'm just going to curve it round at the bottom just to give it that feeling of it being a rounded shape. Then I will cut these out. And what I found was it was best to cut it out first and then look at it, because if you look at it, if you open it up and try and imagine what it's going to look like as a opened out piece, you'll probably have abandoned it, and then you'll be still here in 2 years' time trying to perfect the perfect bottle. And remember, they don't exist. Perfection is not a real thing. It's something your mind has created. So just going straight down from here, and you can see I'm nowhere near the line, but that's because I'm changing it as I go. And this is why I do it in pencil normally, although, you know, these are only templates anyway. And then you do that, you open it up, and you've got a great looking bottle, to be fair. So that's how I did it. So that's how I did the templates. Okay, so I've already cut some out, and I've cut some. I've already, so you know that my writing is terrible. This is my handwriting, which I have to do very slowly. And sorry, brain's going slowly. And so I just did it off camera because I didn't need the extra pressure. It's not the greatest. You will probably have much nicer handwriting than I do. But these two, I've got menacing melancholy, and then we've got vile vengeance. So I'm going to make these. So these are two of the ones that I've got. So I did make the little templates here for these. Which ones are they? Oh, that's the other one. Okay, and so we will just make them. Okay, really easy to make, as you can tell. And then it's just about the fun of colouring them in. So your desk won't be as dirty as mine, and so yours will stay a bit cleaner. But at the end of the day, we're going to grunge them up because we need them to look like they have been, like they're ancient. They have been in some witch's coven for hundreds of, even possibly thousands of years. So I like to go, you know, I like a nice dark edge, and I was trying to think about it, and I was thinking, how is if they were on a shelf, how would the dirt settle? They'd have a much darker top edge than they would do the bottom edge. They'd still get a bit grubby, but they'd have a much darker top edge, and that's what I was trying to achieve from my bottles. That's why the shoulders of them are a bit darker. And then we also do that bit on this top edge, except for I'm just going to bend that over there, just so I can do that and that. And also remember, although we've only got the bits that stick out, we're trying to say that this is a full symmetrical bottle. So we're trying to say it's like this. So the shoulder continues around here. It's not just either side, so it continues around here. So we're trying to replicate that. Same with the top of the bottle. We're trying to replicate that on here. So I'm just going to go across like that. We're going to do the same on this shoulder of this. So that also has that same look, that it sits around, and it looks more circular. Circular? Is that the word? Yeah, I know it's a word, but I don't know whether that's what I was trying to get. 3-dimensional. That's what I mean. So this one I made with like a ball top. If you notice some of them, so this one has been cut with a cork in, but this one I cut without the cork in and added an extra cork. And you can do all of that. Like I had that one already included in it, but you could add that in at the end. It's all entirely up to you. So at the very top of the shoulder, again, we're making it a bit more dirty. So we're having it so that the dirt comes further in than round the sides, like that. But we also want this bottom edge to be a little bit dirty. Also, the bottom of it can be more dirty because it's been on and off a shelf. And you know me, I like to make I like to play with the look of things. Okay, so that's basically what we've got. We will do something with it. I'm not sure what we're going to do with the thing at the top, the ball at the top at the moment. I think I'm actually going to cut it off, and I think what I will do is add it in afterwards. There we go. I'll just re-ink that bit there, and then we can add another one in with a cork. So once I've done all of that, that's when you can then start to build up a bit of an inky look. So just going over it generally, except for I don't know where that was a blob on my brush. I think that's where it's come from. And you can just then start to shade it so that it starts to look a little bit. Now, I'm not very good. If you are good at that whole kind of perspective thing of darkness and light and shadows and all of that, then that's great. But I'm not good at those kind of things, so I just go for it. As long as I'm happy, that's all that matters. And I can tell you now, it doesn't matter if you're just like me and you're not great at doing this kind of thing, this perspective thing, it will still look marvellous, I can tell you. Because mine look great. I think they do anyway, so okay. So let's put the lid back on that one. Maybe get some of this on here. So I'm going to come in a bit further. And it's just about making it look like that, sort of like it's like this one, for instance, is like a ball shape. So it's trying to make it look like it's a ball shape. So and also you can then, once you've got all the colour on, let's just give it a wipe, and then I just go backwards and forwards over it, because that then re-emphasises that it's a ball, like a round cylinder, that's the word, Dave, not circle, cylinder. So what I'm trying to suggest is it's more opaque in the bottom area than it is at the top, because there's a more, I'm pushing with my look here with words that I know. It's going to be denser. I don't know, is that right? That's the Mensa you don't want to belong to, isn't it, denser? That's the one I'd get invited to. I'd win awards for that. Oh, blimey, Dave, you set yourself off now. You made Rhea itch as well. That's what you get for playing. That's quite good, though, actually. Even I found myself, well, I was going to say, even I found myself funny, but like I always do, don't I? That's the problem. So we've got that. I don't know how effective that one is, and maybe less effective as a ball than the others were. And then I did put some extra colour in. Not really, you can't really tell on these, but I just gave it, just because it gave it a bit of a there is some other colours in it, and you can't really see it. This one may be a little bit better. It's slightly pinky hue, and that's because I wanted it to feel like it got something inside it, and also, oh, there we go. So you don't want to do that, Dave, because that's just completely, that's way too dark. You want to rub some of that off. So you want to just lightly kind of stroke over the top of it and just add some almost like clouds of colour in it, so it looks like it's got something in it. And then this was the bit here, so we just need to, we want to make it look like it's got some liquid in it. We'll have it to come to about there. So there you go. Got a much more straight line on the shading, and that's I wouldn't normally have a straight line on my shading, but on this occasion it's good. We like it. Okay. Cool. That's great. Okay. So let's make a cork for it. So I found this yellow to be great for making corks because it's got a bit of texture on it, which also says cork to me in my head. It's got like a honeycomb shape to it. Texture to it. And then all I did was I just cut it in a sort of a V shape. Like a very gentle V, and then I can decide, oh, actually that's quite nice, I quite like that. I think that side needs to be a little bit more shaped. So this one isn't about measurements and things today. This is all about doing something and being a bit more free. So we're going to have a nice giant cork in like that. Okay, so when I coloured my cork, I used, it was this one, which is this is roasted chestnut. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping of your nose. Okay, enough of that, Dave. Don't want to scare the viewers or anyone really. Don't want to scare anyone. I just see how not like I think that looks kind of corky. Do you think it looks corky? I don't know why I'm just holding my hand up in the air. There's nobody here to say, yes, Mr. Flynn, what do you think? I'm going to have that like that. I'm going to just round the very top of that cork off, almost like it's been chipped or rounded over time. It can be asymmetric like that. Again, we're going to make it a little bit darker on the top because of time. And then we'll put that in there, and then I think what we'll do is we will maybe have a ball on the top. Now I did cut another one of them out earlier that wasn't the right size, and I thought, well, I'll leave that and I'll use that later. But you know what, best laid plans. All I used was this. Remember when I made this? This was when I was making it with, you know, I used the airbrush. Not a hairbrush, I don't have enough hair for a hairbrush. I used an airbrush, and then I used some oxides, and I was playing with like all sorts of different stuff and nonsense, gubbins. I think I'm going to use this bit down here, and I've been using it for various projects and stuff, so I thought I would kind of add it to this. I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know, what shall I do? Yes, I'm going to just cut one edge of it a little bit flat, then put it on like that. Yeah, we'll do that. And obviously, what things am I going to pick up? I'm sorry, I nearly picked my can of pop-up to glue it with, but then there was two other things. Confused my brain. Don't stick it to that, Dave. That is confusing. So then we're going to stick that to there. And then we'll stick that to there. And we'll just ink around that edge of there. Put that on there. Oh yes, I like that. I like it a lot, actually. And then put some of that glue just on there. It's a bit that's going to stick behind. Again, I also, as you can see on this one, I kind of angled it at a wonky sort of thing, as though it's been jammed in there. I mean, you can go for it being straight, but that's not my style. That's not my name. That's not my name. Sorry, no, it's not my name. And what should we use this one? So I'll think this one will fit better on there. Yeah, let's use this one. So this, we need to ink this. So this is Menacing Melancholy. So, and then I just tried to just draw a little something in the corner just to give it a bit more of a feeling of it being a label of some kind. The labels themselves, they came from Tracy, who sent me basically all of the stuff that she wasn't going to be using again, because she's kind of given up some of her crafting. So I have everything that anybody sent me. So the stuff that Tamara sent me, the stuff that the stuff that Corrie has sent me, stuff that Christina, sorry, I work with Christine and I get the two of them confused. Christina and well, they're basically everybody that's ever sent me anything. So Jodie and all of you, I use your stuff now. I went through a period of I can't use it. What if I can't? What if I use it and I don't have any again? But now I've kind of got over myself, because I need to use it. That's the reason it was sent to me. So yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to make this top edge a little bit darker, just to kind of marry up with that. This is getting so inky that like I basically put more ink on me than I do on the project. So again, the top of the label is a little bit darker. We'll stick that on there. And then we'll do the other one. And I just think if you're making a kind of a Halloweeny journal, it's just not, they're just nice extra additional bits. And then all I did was I just kind of just gave it, if it was going to curl in any way, I wanted it to curl kind of backwards, not, because you know, if it curls up and it curls up this way, it looks less like a bottle. So you can just do that and make it look a little more bottle-like. So we've done that one and that one, and we'll get this one. So I like a dark blue thing because I always think poison. So I mean, like, you know, they're all poisonous. Let's face it. Who wants to be drinking liquid death, or lingering loneliness, or menacing melancholy, or fragrant agony? And this one is going to be vile vengeance. So who wants to be doing those things, is what I say. Again, I think we're going to cut the top of this one off, because I make the shape, and then you can always cut that bit off, because it depends on what colour card you're using as to whether it'll look right. And I think we're going to have a bit of that coloured into, well, making it look like it's a cork, like we did before. So I'm just using the direction of the the sponge to make it look a little bit more like it's the dust has settled. And I'm just putting this across this top edge to give it a bit more of a straight edge. I don't want it to be too straight because this is just dust at the end of the day, this bit. But once we've got that straight edge, we can kind of bleed that out a little bit and soften that line. But it just gives you a bit of a line to work towards. See, that looked much better than it did having A, a straight line, or B, a very wonky line. The juxtaposition of the two. I know we like that word, don't we? Well, I certainly do. Remember, darker on the shoulders, because that's where the dust has settled. And you know, you can do whatever you like, really. I mean, like, nobody's going to tell you off for doing it, are they? It's yours at the end of the day. You can do what you like, and nobody can challenge you. Because if they want to challenge you, you just have to say, do it yourself then. If you think you can do better, do it yourself. And then see how quickly they back away from their comment, or how quickly they come up with an excuse. So that's the ground espresso. Where's I want a lighter one? That one's wrong colour. Let's go for vintage photo. Yeah, I was thinking, is this vintage photo? It is vintage photo. So again, we just want to make the blue slightly darker, so we're just going to go over it, and we're just going to do that same back and forth technique to give it a bit more of a. So then any of the lines just help to make it reinforce that it's a cylinder. Normally I wouldn't want to see lines in things, but I just think it helps to make it look cylindrical, maybe, Dave. That might be the right word. This is the word that you're looking for, not the other one. Because the other one you made it up. Words don't come easy to me. How can I find a way? How can you find a way to stop me singing? I don't know. The jury's been out on that for a long time. So anyway, sing for me, not for you. Sing in the key of me as well. And that's what makes the difference. So let's have a think about what other colour can we put in here that's going to kind of add to it rather than take away from it. I might add a bit of green to it. What's green and blue do? What does green and blue do? It rhymes, that's what it does. Green and blue do. Green and blue don't, but green and blue do. 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 Blimey, stop it, Dave. You know when it starts to descend into madness and then you think, oh, Dave, you're making life difficult for yourself. So we're just going to go in and put something in. I don't even know whether you can see it. So I guess it's about the build-up of colours. So as you can tell, the colours that I have in these hardly ever get used. So they are quite juicy still. Whereas all the darker colours and everything. Is this actually coming off? It is. You wouldn't really know it though, would you? So. Oh yeah, you can now. You can see it's got a bit of shading to it. Oh yeah, yay, I can see that now. That's good. Oh, I like that. Good. I'm glad to put the green on now. It has softened the darker line around the edge though, so I will just, and that happens because obviously that's wet, and it takes the wetness out of the rest of it. So I will just put some more. I think it was this and not the scorched timber. I'll just put some more of this on the edges. And again, trying to be gentle, Dave, trying to give it a bit of a softer line. You don't want it to be too much of a straight line across the top either. And then that down there, and then obviously around the bottom. And the edges, cool. Okay, so that's that. So we will add a label. And he played upon a label. No, he didn't play on a label, Dave. He played upon a label. So there. You've been told now. Shut up. Shut up, Dave. This was the one I was sticking on. Oh yeah, it's the only one I've got left. That's why. So, I mean, like, you know, the other thing you could do. I'm just thinking about it. If you cut these out of some acetate, you could like colour the acetate, or you could use coloured acetate, or you could glossy accents them, you know, to give them a bit more of a glassy kind of feel, a glassy or classy feel, or a lassie feel. What is it, lassie? Somebody down the well. I don't know how that dog was able to like tell everybody everything. Also, it better have been well kept and well fed for all those people it saved. Lassie, come home. And why did it run away? I don't know. Did it run away or did it get lost? Can't remember what Lassie Come Home was about, to be fair. It was a while ago since I've seen a Lassie film. Yeah, it is Lassie. You know what I mean. Hopefully you know, people know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the dog. So it was I don't know. It's one of those ones, a collie, wasn't it? That's it. It was one of those. I was going to say it was one of them with a pointy nose. So it's got quite a long nose. I mean, like, you know, not that I can talk. So there's dogs out there going, you know, don't come at us. Have you looked in the mirror, Dave? I have, actually, strangely. So yeah, I'm not being unkind. So it's the random conversations day today, isn't it? Again today. Well done, Dave, with your random conversations. Oh, I've got an itchy palm. Oh, left for leaving. That's what they say, isn't it? That, you know, if you've got an itchy palm, it's usually money. On this occasion, it's money leaving my, because it's right for receiving and left for leaving. And then it's, if your ears are itching, it's right for spite and left for love. What does it mean when they're both itchy at the same time? Somebody's spitefully in love with me, or they love to be spiteful? I don't know. Shut up, Dave. Talk about overanalyzing a situation. Me? Overthink? No, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you suggesting? There we go. So we'll pop that on there, like that. And I think we might put some string on this one as well. Oh no, not this one. I don't know. Should we put it on? No, because I like the neck on this one, so we might put it on something else. Or actually, that might be a good thing to put like a little bit of string around on the other one. There we go. So that's that one. And I went for coloured card, which is not like me, because I thought it suggested. Oh, look at those fingers. I thought it suggested, you know, the coloured glass that you get with poison, or you could have, you know, that might be a good idea if you used acetate and then have coloured card behind it, but only have it up to a certain level and it looks like it's got liquid in it. I mean, you know, I'm only kind of speculating because I haven't done it. So, what was I going to do with this? Oh, I was going to put something around its neck. Sounds menacing as well. Maybe I might dirty up some. Maybe some of that. Let's make it a bit dirtier though. Dirty. Get it all dirty. I don't know why I have to say dirty like that. I do it all the time. I know it's terrible. So, I love embroidery thread. I love the colours it comes in. I love colour though. So, I was going to say you've heard it here first, but you probably knew it anyway. So, we will make this dirtier though because it's a bit new looking, and also I feel that my mat is far too clean. Not. Let's squeeze that into there because, of course, like nothing like getting your fingers dirtier than they were, Dave. Is there? So I find it's better to squeeze it into this than try and press it against that because that does make your fingers very dirty. We'll cut the very clean ends off. And I guess it could have some kind of a dangle on it. So we will stick it to the back. I know the back looks terrible, but you can always like cover it up with a bit of, card or something. Bit of what's the word? A bit of book page or something like that. Coffee dyed paper or something like that to cover it up with. Okay, and then we'll just wrap this round. We'll kind of cross over and do it justice, make it feel a bit old and ancient. I think maybe we should we see, let me see if I can find a charm. There's no charm in this place, I'm telling you now. Right. Just going to see if I can find a charm, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I found this little cluster of beads off a bigger thing, which I will bring into camera shot. So this is just a necklace that I bought because I liked the beads on it, and I think we're going to put this on it. I think because the colours go really well. It's got a nice green one on it as well for a bit of a contrast. So we'll thread that on to this. Well, I say I'll thread it on, but I'm glad I didn't have to lick my fingers. Is all I can say. So I will put that onto there, and then I'll wrap that round, and we will have that on there, and then I will just glue that one on the back of there. It might need a bit more stuff to stick it down. I might actually, because I don't have as much time, use a piece of this. So this is just some really sticky paper. It's the pre-gummed brown paper. And I'll stick that down. And there we go. That's a little more decorative version. And I also think maybe, I don't know how glossy accents would react to that. Maybe that's something we should just test before we do anything. So what shall I do? Shall I just put it on here? I don't know. Let's do that anyway. So I'm just going to put a blob of glossy accents on and see if it reacts with the paper, because if it's going to just smear everything, I don't want it to go on. It'd be nice if it came out, wouldn't it? I'm coming out, or in this case, I'm not coming out. I don't want the world to know. Has it moved everything? I don't know, because it's opaque, Dave. It's opaque now. For goodness sake, it's opaque. Yes, I know, I'm a poet. Hardly. Oh, go on, just do it. Just go for it. Right, you've got to remember, though, it's wet. So And then once you've got it on, just spread it out to the edge. Right, I'm going to leave that. Oh, you know full well I'm going to have put my arm in that by the time I finish this video, so I might do the same with this one. Maybe not quite loaded up quite so much, but I'll just put some of this on. Just spread it out a bit more this time. The thing is, if it is, you know, I don't know what the composite of glossy accents is, but if it's high in water, it might have moved the what's it called, ink underneath, but I don't know. We will see what it looks like at the end. Now, because you have the benefit of time travel, because I will be able to film the end when this is dry. I'm just going to pop those bubbles. But I can't tell what they look like now. So what I will do is I will leave it here, and I will finish the end of this video on, it'll be another day because it'll take a while to dry, because it's winter time. Well, it's not, autumn time in the UK, so it takes longer to dry in this kind of more wet environment. So, and boy has it been wet. It's been very wet and very windy too. So yeah, so I will leave this here, and then I'll come back and do the end of the video when this is all dry, and we can have a look at how it all turned out. So yeah, so there we go. I have just to let you know, this is the next day that I'm filming this, so I've just come back from work, and I thought I would finish the rest of this video and get it uploaded and everything. So this is the finished results. So I have, where I'd glossy accented the top ball, I think it looks quite good. It's definitely changed the colour. It's gone a bit more orangey, but you know, I don't dislike it in any way, shape or form. I do like the way that this has got a little thing around the neck of the bottle. I think it would be nice if I put something on there. I'd like to find out maybe a skull and crossbones or something like that, you know, fragrant agony or whatever. Same with the death, maybe that would do with a skull and crossbones. So, but yes, I think they've turned out really nice, and I hope to put them in something. So I'm hoping I might do something else that maybe they'll go into, maybe a little folio or something that is suitable for them. Maybe this year or next year, who knows? But for Halloween, I was thinking. So anyway, that's it. Don't forget, you can turn it into anything. You could have little perfume bottles. You know, you could do perfume bottles, and for Mother's Day, and for all of those beautiful little celebrations. You could have anything, basically. The world is your oyster. Well, it might be your oyster. I can't afford oysters, so so yeah, the world is my octopus. An octopus indeed. Okay then, so that's it. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave, and if you really like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you in the next video. So my name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. Maybe I should turn that into a song, or maybe not. Yes, so don't give me a reason not to, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love from me, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye. Lots of hugs, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.